Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I wanted to talk to you about the road to $10 Ripple XRP is downhill. That is the name of this video, and I firmly believe that. I've held for a long time that, in my opinion, I believe that XRP will hit somewhere between $10 and $15 in 2018. The bear market that we've had is completely irrelevant in the scheme of things. And I ran across this particular article on, I've never heard of this, Helena Bitcoin Mining. I've never heard of their site before, but I ran across this article this week. And they said, here's why XRP could reach $10 by the end of 2018. And they said they're naming as their reasons MoneyTap, SBI, and XRapid. And I think that where we're at and where we've for the last 9 or 10 months, we've been building a tremendous amount of momentum, and I'll show you an example of that from today, yet another example. I've never seen so many great news stories come out about Ripple than I have in the last 9 or 10 months, and I think that the reason I referred to the road to $10 being the downhill is because I think that when it happens, it's going to happen extremely fast, because we've had so many legitimate, really good pieces of news come out on XRP and Ripple, things that I've been covering for the last 9 or 10 months. And this article kind of summarizes a few of them. For those of you that have not heard, where this all started with MoneyTap, Ripple, and I've told this before, but I have a lot of new people every day that don't know these things. 2 years ago, Ripple, 10.5% of Ripple, the company, was purchased by SBI Holdings. When that happened, SBI then they're from Japan. They went to Japan and they formed what's called SBI Ripple Asia. And all that is a subsidiary, or not subsidiary, but it's more like a branch of Ripple. And their job is to get Ripple and XRP all over Asia, China, Japan, but they started in Japan. The first thing they did is they got 80% of the banks together. They formed the Japanese Bank Consortium, which comprises about 61 banks over there, and that is 80% of the banks in Japan. And so when they did that, their goal was to set it up so that all of these banks could move money between each other, ultimately from individual customers' accounts into the accounts at other banks. And so what they did for this purpose was they created MoneyTap. This is an app that they've demonstrated, and they're going live. And they actually, a customer with one of those 61 banks in the consortium will be able to type in how many yen they want to move. That yen will be moved through Ripple software from that bank account into one of the 61 sister bank accounts. That's the idea, with the ultimate idea of eventually them using XRapid to do this, which uses XRP. And the CEO of SBI Holdings, who is in charge of all of this, has gone on record many, many times being all in on XRP, and he's actually used those words before. So I wanted to scroll down here and show you. So MoneyTap is what they created for that, but I wanted to show you this is the ecosystem that SBI has created, and in conjunction with doing that MoneyTap app, they also have come out with SBI virtual currencies, which is in the early stages of being completely on the ground running. But SBI virtual currencies will be used in Japan the way Bittrex was announced here in the U.S. to be used for XRP liquidity for the use of XRapid. SBI VC will be used the same way over there. And But I wanted to finalize this part of this, because make no mistake, the Katea, which is the CEO of SBI Group, his plan is to have all of these banks running their money through XRP. I'm going to read you this quote from him. Not only does it have a clear use case, XRP is faster, cheaper, and more scalable than any other digital asset. I strongly believe it will become the global standard in digital currencies. We have already moved aggressively to take advantage of Ripple's technology, investing in the company in January 2016 and later launching SBI Ripple Asia in May of 2016. Very quickly, we launched a consortium of 61 banks, including the top in Japan, to use Ripple for both domestic and cross-border payments, and we are increasingly interested in looking to use XRP for payments. What's going on in Japan alone will be massive for Ripple, and it will make the road to $10 a downhill sled easily. But that's not all that they mention in this article, because they know that Xcurrent, which has been being used across the world by banks and payment providers, we've got, I think there's over 100 production clients. But this week, this article mentions how, I told you this earlier this week, it mentions how they're planning on going live with XRapid this month. And they know that this is a bunch of dominoes falling. It's going to be, they're putting all of these banks onto Xcurrent with the eventual goal of them going live with XRapid, because they've already proven they can show them they can save 40 to 70% save that much money by doing so, by being on XRapid instead of Xcurrent. And so I thought this article was very interesting in that it kind of summarizes a lot of the reasons that $10 is really, it's really a small amount of money per XRP in the scheme of things, but in the short run, I think that it could happen a lot faster than you think. $3.50 happened in the blink of an eye back in December. We didn't have near the momentum that we had. And speaking of momentum, Brad Garlinghouse came out about 45 minutes ago and says on Twitter, he says, momentum is building. PNC Bank has joined 100 plus financial institutions on RippleNet. It's one of the first major U.S. banks to use blockchain tech to streamline payments into and out of the country. And so I went and found this article. PNC Bank, which is a massive bank, is going to adopt Ripple's Xcurrent. And then they interviewed one of the guys from Ripple, Ashish Burla, and he says, I think the important thing is this is not a test. Ripple only signs production clients, so they are taking this product into production. There's no pilot. There's no proof of concept. That's already been done. They've committed to transactions with other customers. And then in here it says XRapid too, and the article is basically asking, well, are they going to use XRapid? And then they take another quote from Burley. He says, with PNC, the idea is to get a few quarters lit up with Xcurrent. When they're ready to start talking about emerging markets, we'll introduce them to XRapid. We're working with them to get started with Xcurrent, so it's not a completely new feature to move to XRapid. I hope you can see what's going on here. You're literally watching the precipice of the world completely changing and the financial world being turned upside down. I'm glad that you're a part of it with me, because this is going to be one fun ride, downhill ride. Okay, I am not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes. I'm the digital asset investor. Would you please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and tell your friends and family about my channel. We're really, I've had a lot of growth over the last couple of months, and I hope to be able to bring you even more videos. The more subscribers I have, the easier it is for me to begin to do that. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.